Canada and Mexico are celebrating 70 years of bilateral relations. And this is just 2 years before Carleton University was founded. So we're the same vintage. A wonderful time. Please join me in welcoming our speaker.
"70 years ago, the relation was marked by the end, almost the end at the time, of the Second World War, which we didn't have too many things in common, perhaps being in Bretton Woods together at that time, but not so much. 70 years later, we have increased our trade dramatically. Just in 20 years past, the trade has increased eightfold. The North American Free Trade Agreement have helped to integrate the economies between our countries. So we don't only see each other, we manufacture together. We build things together. And we manufacture cars, which is the most obvious and evident thing that we do. But one thing that we need to do now is to innovate together. As Professor Runty mentioned, these are the key words for the future, and the key word, I will say, for the future is knowledge, and we need to build these. And I'm very happy to be here, accompanied by three outstanding scholars from Mexico.
It's impossible to talk in 50 minutes about 70 years of relation, but I would like at least to present some important highlights in the relation.
He said, "It doesn't matter, you know more than everybody else in the kingdom of the blind, etc., etc." And so I dedicated myself to studying the bilateral relationship between Mexico and Canada. And I have to say that it's an extraordinarily interesting and complex story, but it's also a hugely dysfunctional relationship.
Over 80 bilateral agreements had been signed covering different areas: agriculture, transportation, justice, consular affairs, communication, education, health, tourism, human rights, labor, and environment. We know very well that since NAFTA in 1994, 20 years ago, this marked a pivotal moment in the Canada-Mexican relation, and it helped propel trade and investment between both countries with unprecedented levels. But it's still a lot to go, and we have to do many things, even if we now have a very complex and deep relations since 1994.
So I think there's stories to be told in Canada that we're not hearing. Our press is, unfortunately, the media seems to be obsessed with the gruesome stories and not focusing enough on the others. And I think there's certain things we can do about that.
The future. The 70th anniversary, I think, should serve as it has done here today, to give food for thought and reflection. I think the real challenge is to achieve and define a long-term strategic vision that is both deeper and broader. I think this new vision can be launched in the forthcoming visit by Prime Minister Harper and later on this year by President Peña. The conception of a dynamic and competitive North American region oriented towards, I underline, growth, employment generation, greater equity, convergence between income levels, the unfinished agenda, but such a vision requires, I think, very much intellectual support from the academic community. The think tanks and universities have the substance and the credibility